Hey guys, good to bad than usual. This is my second take at this. I realize this is going to be a little bit harder than I thought it would be, but I'm going to do the works of Alejandro Jodorowsky. This is a lot like the last video I did, and I'm kind of having fun just going through some of my favorite directors and just showing off their films. Um, anyway, he's most known for El Topo. It was a huge hit in the 80s. It played in like grindhouse theaters for like 10 years. Very controversial. It kind of gave him a name. Um, the first, however many I'm going to show, came straight out of this box set that Anchor Bay put out. It's a great box set. I highly recommend it. It comes with 2 soundtracks and 4 of his films. So I highly recommend it. I'm not going to talk too much about the films. I'm going to try and be as brief as possible about them because it's really hard to talk about his work. It's just nothing but surreal cinema. And I feel like I'm going to make it sound bad if I even really try and talk about it. First one. This is a short film he did. This was lost. It was lost for a long time. Nobody knew where or how to get it. Anchor Bay found the copy of the original 35mm reel. And that's what made them decide to put out the box set. Was because they found this and it was kind of like in honor of it. Anyway, it's called The Creative. It's just a short film about a head that can float and talk and stuff. I don't know. It's not really that great. But it kind of shows that he's grown from this, and he's always had like really weird, bizarre ideas. And it's weird to see it go from this, which came out in '57, and then something like El Topo, which came out in 1970. It almost keeps the same ideas, but he just mastered his craft, and that's pretty cool. All right, next is Fando and Lis. This one is a black and white film about a guy who basically is taking care of a woman. She seems like she just can't take care of herself. I'm trying not to make it sound, trying to get straight to the point of it. Basically, he takes care of this woman. It's in like a wasteland. It could be like a post-apocalyptic thing. I'm not really sure. But it's a masterpiece. It's very interesting. Your attention span, you know what I mean? Like you can just focus on this one. It's really, really cool to watch the whole thing. Next is El Topo, my favorite film that he's done. This is basically about a cowboy who goes through the desert and he's fighting off like the 5 gunmen of the desert. It doesn't end there though. The story continues, but whenever you look up the synopsis, that's what it talks about. Then it also came with the soundtrack. And what's cool about it is Jodorowsky directed the films, he starred in the films, and he did the soundtracks for all the films. So like he is like single-handedly like responsible for his work. Like he did it all. He doesn't have to be like, oh, and I really want to thank so and so for doing such a great great job scoring the film. He doesn't have to say any of that crap because he did it all, and that's really cool. Okay, next is The Holy Mountain. This is the soundtrack for it, and then this is the actual film. Holy Mountain is basically about a guy who takes a bunch of rich people from around the world, or like the superpowers of the world at that time. He takes them on a spiritual journey to a mountain where they're supposed to like find their identity, I guess, or spirituality, something along those lines. Very surreal. Probably most people say it's his best work. Most people that I talk to about this, they always say that Holy Mountain was their favorite, and there's nothing like it. You can't say that any movie is like this, or really any of his for that matter. Like, everything is just so unique, so special. Like, they don't make films like that anymore at all. There's nothing that you can compare to it. It's just incredible stuff. Now, after Holy Mountain, he was picked up to do the film Dune. He worked with the artist Geiger, I think that's his name. I probably should have looked this up. He's the guy that did all the artwork for like Alien and stuff. He does like really dark, demented, sometimes like satanic artwork. He worked with him. They collaborated. They made comics for it. They did storyboards. They did it all. They had it planned and ready to go. Then, last minute, he was pretty much given the boot, and they picked up David Lynch to replace him. And then when David Lynch took over, he just wiped everything clean. He said, no, I want to do it my way. So they got rid of all of the ideas, all the storyboards, a lot of the people that were working on it, the comic that was set up for it and everything. He got rid of all of it. So after he got the boot from Dune, he did a film called Tusk. Tusk has no release. It's got a VHS release. It's like 50 or 60 bucks if you want the VHS. I don't collect VHS. I'm really not into VHS stuff. I do collect DVD-Rs, and I was gonna wait to do this video until I had seen the film. I've seen little bits and snippets and trailers and stuff, but I haven't actually seen it. And I found a site that sells it, but I was hoping maybe someone already had a copy and we could set up a trade or something. That'd be great. If not, I'll eventually get around to buying a bootleg of it, because that's one that you can't find. It's only on VHS. Okay, after that one, after Tusk, he did Sangre, which, from what I can tell, and I don't know because I haven't really seen Tusk, I heard that he went and he was like really restricted when he made Tusk, and he had like limits and boundaries and things that like the writer demanded and that the production company demanded that he did certain things, so it wasn't as much creative freedom. So with this, he came back to being completely free to do what he wants. So this one's about a guy, and if I remember correctly, he's like a what do you call that? He works for a circus. He's like a little kid who's raised in a circus, but he's traumatized, so he ends up in a mental facility. Well, the movie starts with him as an adult in the mental facility, and it goes back and shows why he is the way he is. It's a bizarre, surreal film about a circus, I guess, and it's pretty creepy and pretty weird, and I quite enjoyed it. Definitely one of the cooler ones. This is a digipack I got because this film wasn't released with that box set. I don't really know why, because Anchor Bay released this in the UK, but they never released it in America. So that was kind of weird that they would release a box set in America and leave one of his better films out. Okay, after that one, he did The Rainbow Thief, and this is his last film that he made. This one came out in 1990. He hasn't done anything since then, but here it is. This is the German release. This just got released probably a few months ago. This is another one that you used to have to find the VHS copy or a DVD-R copy, but Germany finally decided to release it, which is great because it's cool. I mean, it's not his best work, and I can tell again this is one of those ones where he was restricted creatively. Peter O'Toole and Christopher Lee both star in this, so I mean, he just took a shot at the the big times, I imagine, and it's a very weird, surreal film, but in my opinion, it's nothing like his other films, and I like his older work a lot better. I watched it, I enjoyed it. I probably won't watch it again anytime soon. I could watch any of his older films at any time. They're just incredible. They really are. And that's it. From then on, he hasn't done anything. I heard that he's working on a film starring Marilyn Manson, and I guess Manson is going to score the film as well. I don't know. I've been hearing that for about 2 years now, so I don't know if it's been filmed. I don't know if they're working on it. I don't know what the deal is at all. The last I heard, which I checked a few months ago, and they were halted because of budget issues or something like that. But I was just going to show this one last thing. This is the Region 3, or the Japanese box set that was released that had all of his films. It's a Jodorowsky box set, as you can see there. And the top pops off, and then inside here we got a bunch of cool stuff. I'll just go through it real fast. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. This is a documentary right here, and there's a documentary on the short film of the creative in the Anchor Bay box set, but this is a different documentary about him. And the dude really is kind of weird. He has like his own little cult following in South America. This is the promotional thing that came with it. This is the certificate of authenticity, which says, "You are a son of Alejandro Jodorowsky." And then it's numbered there, and it's actually hand-signed by him, which is real cool. It's got a bunch of stills. I'll go through them real fast. That's from Fando and Lis. Sangre. I think that one's Sangre also. El Topo. Alright, there we go. And then the films are, here's the first one. These things are pretty cool. They're like just little digipacks, but it is Sangre. And you open it up, and there you go. The next one, here we go. And this one is Fernando and Liz. And you open this one up. There we are. I really like this cover one, though. That's a pretty cool cover for the film. Here we go. Next one. This is The Holy Mountain. That's the original movie poster. I think they put all of these as original movie posters. And there we are. And here's the last one. And this is El Topo. So El Topo, another thing I guess I can mention it real fast. It was remade as Six String Samurai, as a surreal comedy remake of El Topo. A lot of people don't really know that. They might have heard of the film or whatever, but that's actually what it was originally intended as, a comedy remake. And the last cool thing that comes in this box set is a deck of his tarot cards. And like I said, he's kind of like a cult leader in South America. He's got like this weird following, and he's really big on tarot cards, life and death, spiritual stuff. And all of his documentaries talk about that, and you can like, one of them's like his sermon, basically. It's almost like him preaching. Kind of weird. But these particular tarot cards are a deck of his actual like custom-made ones. And in this film here, the film starts off with them following tarot cards left on the floor, and those are actually the exact tarot cards that come in this deck, which was really cool because I looked at the pictures when I was watching this, and I went back and checked the tarot cards, and it's the same cards. So it's pretty cool that it comes with his custom deck and that he actually used it in that film. Well, guys, I think that's it. I rambled a lot longer than I thought I would about all of this. If you guys know any cool information, got any trivia, anything cool to add to it, I'd love to hear it. But I think that's all I got on Jodorowsky. So I'm not sure which director will be next, but I'll probably do some more of these because I'm having fun doing all their complete works. That's it for me, guys. Take it easy.